Absolutely brutal. 1:55 for the 600, so that's 5 seconds better. What is up guys, Andy Forrest, Team Runner here, and welcome back to the second part in this YouTuber Challenges series. And today, I get my revenge. So welcome back to this second running a YouTuber challenge video. If you missed the first one, I will leave a link in the description above. If you have no idea what's going on here, myself, Ben and Mary from This Messy Happy, and Ben from Ben is Running are challenging each other to one of our favourite workouts. We're setting it and giving it to the others to do and seeing how they fare. The first video was all about Ben's workout from This Messy Happy. Today is all about my workout. So I'm going to go and set these guys and girls their workout and see how they get on. Now, I am recording this in the future. I've already done the workout. Simple reason being, I had to get out in the dark and I did not want a full video in the dark for this. I want to give you guys a nice bright intro to enjoy before being plummeted into dark, misty, rainy, industrial estate weather. So you can see how the session got on, but you can see first how the guys and girls reacted when I dropped the session on them. Right fellas, it's my turn to get some revenge on you. So Ben, last challenge was absolutely fantastic, but it's my turn now and I'm excited to dish out the punishment. So are you boys ready for this one?
Let's be having ya.
Oh, I mean,
Let's
yes.
Let's go for it. Right, so the challenge this month, I'm going to give you a little bit of a variation just so that you can mould it into your training if you want to, and that's going to be based around the recoveries. So we'll talk about that shortly, but the workouts for this month's challenge is going to be something that I've only done a handful of times throughout my 6.5 years running. It's quite a simplistic workout on paper, but it burns every single time I do it, and I did it only 3 weeks ago around the track, but we're going to be extending it slightly because I was in a taper week for a race. So the challenge is going to be 600, 400, 200 that's a set times 4. So we're going to be doing that 4 times, each of them with 200 meters recovery. So I did 100 meters walk, 100 meters jog into the rep. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and jog through it. You guys can try that too, completely up to you. We'll have to dial the pace back a little bit. But when we talk about these reps, we're talking about going pretty much all out. So this is not at 10k pace, at 5k pace. This is going hard. So a good example, 3 weeks ago, I did these all sub-mile pace. So I did all 440s, 430s and 420s per mile. So I'm not sure what that is in kilometers. Basically, there's no extra rest between sets, none at all. You're just going straight from 642, 642, 642, 642, bam, bam, bam. And I guarantee you, by that last set, by that last 600, because it's the 600s that are the killer, you'll be burning. How do we feel about that one?
Oh, great.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I love the sound of max out reps. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a lung burner. It's a lung burner. I'll tell you the kicker in all of this. It's the 600s. I promise you it's the 600s, because when I did this 3 weeks ago, I did exactly what I did on your challenge, Ben, which was go out way too hard in the first 600, and it killed me for the rest of the workout. The discipline is all in those 600s. The second you get those 600s out of the way, the others feel manageable. But if you mess up in those 600s, the rest of the workout feels like it's going to take a lifetime. So obviously for everyone out there, we'll put the workout on screen, but I think you boys are going to have some fun with this one. So welcome to the workout. You kind of forget when you're setting these workouts that actually, as much as it's great for me to go, yes, Ben, Mary, Ben, here you go, suffer, I've got to do this myself. So this is a workout that, as I explained in the intro, it seems relatively simple on paper, but to be honest with you, it's a bit of a toughie, especially if you get the pacing wrong, like I did last week. So 600, 400, 200, times 4, all with 200 meter recoveries. No extra recovery in between sets. We're going to get on with this, going to get warmed up, get a mile, mile and a half jogging, because I'm a little bit on time scale today. And yeah, get some quick drills done, and we're going to roll straight into this. There we go. 4x600 by 400 by 200. Oh, I am not looking forward to this. All warmed up, a few drills and strides done at the start point, which is sort of just before the corner of the industrial estate. Going to swoop round because 600 meters is going to take us down towards the end of the industrial estate. So if I start here, a nice corner to curve into, then down the straight, 400 back up, 200 back that way, and then we repeat starting from the 600s from that end, and so on and so forth. Oh, I hope the other guys suffer as much as I'm going to. Here we go, no more faffing, let's get straight into this. Okay, set one done. GPS issues. It is foggy out here. My watch keeps bleeping in and out of signal. That being said, I took the first 600 way too conservatively. 2 minutes. It's 11 seconds slower than last time. Then a 75 for the 400, which is perfect. It's where I want to be for starters on the first set. See if we can cut down, I doubt it. And then 37 for the 200. Again, I went all out then. That was 100% not a 37, but we'll roll with the GPS. I am running between each rep, 600, 400, 200, and having a quick 1 minute walk between sets, and then jogging a little bit, rolling into it. Anyway, on to set 2.
So I just finished the first set. The rain is really starting to come down now. You can probably see on my glasses. Yeah, there's plenty of rain. I'm doing it on a lap in the park. It's usually 800 meters on concrete, but as you can just see behind me, the primary school that's just over here is just finished. It's now about 3 o'clock, so I've had to pause the watch after the first set, just because there's too many people about, too much traffic, and end up running into some kids. So yeah, pause the watch. Gonna let this clear out for a second, maybe jog a little bit more to keep warm, and then I'll get into the second set.
Andy, this is way more disgusting than I thought it would be. Absolutely brutal. I can't even say at this point it feels good to be running fast. It just hurts now. My legs just hurt.
Poor. 155 for the 600, so that's 5 seconds better, and then a 117 for the 400 and a 38 for the 200. I am working so hard. This is the intensity I normally work when I'm hitting 32s, 33s, 34s and 72s and 73s for 400s. I don't know if it's the mist, if it's the fog, it's the GPS. I seem to be running a little bit longer. I'm starting at my normal points and the GPS is bleeping later, so who knows. We cannot let it distract though. This is so hard. Oh, on to the third. Third set done. Now we're getting somewhere, although pain levels are through the roof. I haven't done 4 sets of these in many years. 150 for the 600, finally a sub 5 minutes pace on the 600, 116 on the 400 and 35 on the 200. Oh, one more set to go. Need to try and finish this with a bang. Fourth set done. 154, 77, 117 and 36. I don't know how I feel about that. That was way harder than it needed to be. My paces were nowhere near where they should be. It could just be because we're fatigued, because we're deep into a speed block. Either way, it was really solid. In the end, I decided to jog in between each rep, and then in between each set have a walk. And in the last set there, I had a quick 10-15 second walk in between each rep. I was really breathing heavy. That was hard, effort was there. Times might not have been GPS wobbles, fog, who knows. But either way, the lungs are burning, and that's what it's all about. So, that's my challenge done. Let's go back and chat with Ben, Mary and Ben and see how they got on. Right, so round 2 complete for me, and as you guys saw, that didn't go to plan. So I'm hoping now by catching up with these two that they're going to give me some better news. So boys, how did you find the session?
I think I had a pretty similar experience to you, Andy. The conditions out there were pretty terrible for me, so I had one day in order to do it, the way my schedule worked out, and it was chucking it down with rain all day, and I literally was waiting. I waited to around 2:45 to do it, knowing that the light goes here in the UK at about 3:30. So I headed down to the park. It was rainy, it was windy, it was cold. And I started the first rep. I was like, no matter the conditions, I was just going to get it done, and that was going to be my sort of message for the video. No matter the conditions, get out there, brave it, all that. And I got to the park, started the first set, so I did the 600, the 400, the 200, and then all of a sudden the park just filled up with people.
Oh no.
Turns out that there's a back exit to the local primary school in the park where I was doing my workout, and the park just filled up with school children and parents all chatting. So I had to pause the watch, stand there in the wind and the rain for a 10-minute, wait for the park to clear. Then I started again, and then it was really slippery, it was really windy, it was rainy. I had a bit of a disaster of a session, but I had to basically throw away all the paces, just do it purely on effort. I managed to keep all the reps under my 5k pace, which is what I was aiming for. But in terms of the conditions, it was really against me on the day.
Classic British weather, that right there. And of course, like you said, school kick-out time, if you're in a park or somewhere like that, you're doomed from the start. So fair play to you, mate. Well done for getting it done. And what about you, Ben? Just make us jealous with your hot temperatures around the track. Tell us how you did.
Well, that's it. I'm listening to you two and I'm thinking, well, I had an absolute luxury of essentially running on an empty track just to myself. And also in the heat of maybe about 24, 25 degrees, it was one of those where, and like I've said this to you, so I'll be open and honest. The only way I'm ever going to beat you over any distance is if I literally empty the tank until I nearly vomit on a 200 meter repeat and hope that I beat you. That's it. That's all I got, because you're both faster than me at most other distances. So I really went hard in the session, worried about my knee.
Come on, hit us with some of your rep times there. Let's make us feel sick.
So the ones that I remember, that I did 2:29 second 200s. I know that because I was really proud of getting under 30 seconds. I was in the 60s for the 400s, which I was happy with. I think one was 70 and most was 69, 68s. I don't remember my 600. I think it was about 145, but I mean, I was a bit more conservative then. But it felt like
to do the ultra marathon, am I right?
Say that again.
Doing the ultra is your next race.
Well, it's the UTMB. I've got the UTMB on Sunday, but it's the 23 kilometer. It's the baby one to start with. I have a 50k ultra trail on January the 9th. So perfect training for that. The 200 meter repeats, as we said in the chat at the start. I went into the session thinking, what could be hard about 600, 400, 200 times 4? And by the third 600, when I felt like I genuinely was running backwards, I realised that lactate is the thing that is hard about those. It just accumulates to the point that your body just can't function like you want it to, or it doesn't feel like it is.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to do this session is because I've done sessions in the past where you've started fast and then have to dial it back, and the whole idea is you're trying to buffer the lactate. You're trying to go out hard and then rein it back in. Lots of the Americans do it with their cross country. They do a hard first mile, then they go into some reps, and they're learning to work whilst their body is really under a lot of pressure, and you know, the lactate is really filling. And it's quite similar with this one. Although you're not going out like stupidly hard, by the time you hit a 200-meter rep and you go all out, to then have to cycle back to a longer 600 rep, sometimes mentally, well, I know for me definitely towards set 3 and 4, it is an absolute deal breaker sometimes. And it's just that permanent getting faster, get the lactate building, and then boom, right back. Now you've got to hold pace for nearly 2 minutes and go all over again, and it's just that continual cycle. But fair play to you both, you absolutely nailed it. And I guess all that's left for me to say on this one is, then I would love to say I'm looking forward to your session, but I'm not going to lie, I'm not looking forward to it. Just don't do anything too hard for us.
I'm terrified. And well done, Andy. Like, that was a genuinely great session that I've told other people about, and they've gone off and done and very much enjoyed. So yeah, another one to add to the repertoire I really like. So thanks, appreciate that.
Well, listen, we had some great responses to the last video, and we had loads of people either doing videos or going out and trying the workout themselves. And if you fancy giving this one a go, feel free to go and give it a go. As I explained in the intro, you can walk in between the reps, or you can jog like I did, but then walk in between the sets, or you can do 2 sets, you can do 3 sets, 4, and if you're really brave, you can do 5, but that would just be insane. Either way, it's adaptable for all paces and all abilities. So if any of you guys give it a go, make sure you drop a comment on all of our videos. Let us know how you get on. Link to your Strava so we can have a look, go and give you some kudos, and keep doing these challenges.
Whichever one of us you follow, if you don't follow the other two, then it's about time to, because lots of my subscribers were saying how happy they are that they found you two, and I think vice versa. So it's been a really positive process for the running community as well, right?
Definitely. Had some great responses of everyone coming together across the 3 channels, saying like, oh, I follow you and Ben, but not the other Ben, or I follow this Messy Happy, and I'm here from their channel. They've sent me over here, and it's just wonderful to connect everyone together and to see everyone giving these challenges a go. It's not only about us challenging each other, but challenging everyone that's watching as well.
Yeah,
so as I said, if anyone gives it a crack, let us know in the comments and we'll see how you get on.
So there we go. How about that? I think if it was a league table, I would 100% be propping it up. I'll be in the relegation zone for sure. But fair play to the others. They smashed it. They gave it a really good go, and I'm glad they agreed it was a toughie. It's one that I love to do. And let us know if you end up giving it a go. If you do a video on it, if you do it on Strava, tag us, we'll share it. This is all what it's all about: building the running community, having fun whilst doing it. Make sure you check out their channels in the link in the description below. Go and check out their videos of the day. And all that's left for me to say is I can't wait for number 3. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.